10 collector pickups from this year's Megatins. Make sure you guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. It is interesting just to see what the collector side of the market can do and cool pieces that you might want to add to your collection. So we're going to start off over here with Ruby Carbuncle. This is actually really cool. This is technically, if there had to be a card that had to be a QCR for Crystal Beast, of course it has to be Ruby Carbuncle, because this is the thing that basically allows you to unlock Spell Trap Card Zone by flooding out the monsters. It's always been the extension piece that you've needed, and it acts as a piece in both Advanced Crystal Beast and regular Crystal Beast as this card. Now, if you're playing Conclave Control, obviously that's a different story, but, you know, looking at this card in terms of its presentability, I think that this is a big one for the Crystal Beast mains out there. You get my seal of approval. I don't think that this card's going to be very expensive for a QCR. It's also not like you need a play set of it, you know. Most builds are playing max 2 Ruby Carbuncle anyway, so okay, I will take that. The Yui Kaiba token. So for those of you that don't know, the Quarter Century Pride and Unity tokens found their way into this set, conveniently renamed Token, which is a little bit disappointing. But the reason why I mentioned picking this up is random tokens throughout the years gain the stupidest value over time. And I really never have been able to figure out what in the world goes on in the minds of these players out here that, you know, kind of just like, oh, I'm surprised that's worth something. I like the tokens. I always think they're a cool gimmick. This year with them being in the set, you know, you get the chance to have some cool little pull value. I don't expect this to be more than like 25, 50 cents. You know, when you're sitting here and you're dueling, you know, you can actually pull these tokens out, have them on the side, and you can look at them, and they'll be a nice little piece of the 25th anniversary that you can add to your collection and be able to enjoy. Whew. Yubel. Oh, man, Yubel base form QCR. I can't think of a person out here that doesn't want a QCR Yubel, actually. This has been one of the most sought-after, demanded, requested things in the player base. And the fact that they can now get a QCR Yubel, good job. I also don't expect, since Yubel is like a one-of, there's no way that this card can maintain a stupid price point. I think that's the big thing I'm liking about these QCRs in the collector side of things is these are one-ups. These aren't cards that you have to rush out and get stupid amounts of. You know, I'm sure people are going to want playsets of these for sure. But you have the opportunity to get a nice upgrade for your deck, and it's not going to cost an arm and a leg. I would expect a couple dollars for the Yubel QCR because it's a one-of. All right, but we'll see. We'll see. These QCRs are interesting. Wake up your elemental hero. This is for all of the hero mains out there. You guys have waited. So is this technically hero? No, is this hero's first QCR? Is it? I don't think it is. It really? I don't know. I didn't have time to fact check that before sitting down to film this. Looking at the hero side of things, though, you guys love your max rarity. So now you guys can argue if the Collector's Rare of the Quarter Century is going to be your you know, top pickup out here, but let's call it what it is at this point. You know, heroes, you got one. It's not Stratos, sure, but to be fair, Wake Up Your Elemental Hero was a really cool scene in the opening of GX, and I love that. I love the fact that they found a way to immortalize that scene in the game that we all love, so that you can actually be able to enjoy it. You get a W from me on this one, Konami. Next up is the Exodia pieces. I understand that we have the Larts. I understand that we have the Starlights. I understand that there is a different flavor of Exodia out here for everybody. You know, it's also not to say that we might not get an Ultimate Rare Exodia piece for the next 4 OTS packs as well. What I can tell you out here is if you are a fan of Exodia and you want the QCR pieces to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the game, you have them bundled up. Last year's head has gone up to about $7 to $10. I can't expect the Exodia pieces to hit such a crazy point, to be honest with you. But what I can tell you here is if you are looking at these Exodia limbs, you got you got a cool collector's piece to add to your collection. Or you can just have every cool Exodia set underneath the sun, right? Like, it's going to be more Exodia sets than you're ever going to need to know what to do with. Next up is Light and Darkness Dragon. This is a personal pickup on my list of things out here that I wanted to toss into the top 10. Light and Darkness Dragon is one of the coolest cards in the game. It ran one of the coolest formats in the game. And the fact that this card is receiving a major rarity upgrade in this set, I think is one of the happiest times that I've had the chance to see in the game. I think that, sure, Light and Darkness Dragon, definitely might not resonate with everybody. But if you're an old Yu-Gi-Oh fan, or if you've played the Horus Light and Darkness Dragon deck that was really good, like a format ago, or format and a half ago, I think you will have a blast with this card. And getting QCRs of this to add to your collection, Konami, you hit one of my favorite cards on this list. I'm very, very, very happy to have that. Next up is the gadgets. Once again, if I'm not endorsing red, yellow, and green gadget out here in QCRs, it's a crazy time. To be fair, though, you did have super printings of these, and this is very much an old format thing. You also got to remember the gadgets were a Yugi deck. They were one of the biggest, coolest things that Yugi had in his arsenal out here to have, the chance to play. So seeing that we are getting these upgrades shouldn't break the bank. Granted, this is probably the one QCR you're going to need a playset of. So, congratulations. If you're a gadget player, you need to get 9 QCR gadgets. I'm sorry for your loss in advance. It's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride out here, but you'll be able to do it. I don't see a world where this is truly much of an issue. You know what I mean? So, alright, next up is the ultimate rare, the QCR Toon Kingdom. Toon players, look at me. Alright. You've had the ultimate rare, you've had your Pharaoh's rare, and like the higher rarity stuff. To the people that prefer the QCR out here, this is the perfect opportunity to get it. Toon Kingdom is one of the most iconic cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh history. And it makes your Toon monsters really, really good because Toon Kingdom gives that protection. I know, right? Isn't that great to know that you can roll out Toon Kingdom here, use it as this form of protection, and you're good to go. I'll take that every single time of the week. Alright, and also, this is probably going to be one of the coolest collectible cards available in this set for you to add to your collection, just to be able to have it help you out. That's awesome, and I love that. The Altarts, your Red Eyes, your Dark Magician Girl, your Harpy's Feather Duster, your Raigeki, whichever piece underneath the sun, the Macabre, the Invocation, I'm happy that they put these cards in the tins, at least, where you can get them. Though I'm disappointed that, the Macabre and the Invocation are secrets, and not available in other rarities, but it's okay. They're here. We have them now. I think that's the most important part is, we have these cards. We're able to use these and do things with them. Granted, alt arts are always going to be a collector's preference out here for what people want to have. And it's always going to be that, Also, you got another alt art Dark Magician Girl floating around in the set. You already know your player base is absolutely crazy about this card. It amazes me that the player base over one card will go cuckoo. Speaking of Dark Magician Girl QCR. This is probably the finest pickup in the set, in my opinion, for cards, because you already know Konami goes, hey, 25th anniversary, Dark Magician Girl QCR? Yeah, you already know. Your player base is going to... This is probably going to be one of the most expensive QCRs in the set next to Blue Eyes White Dragon itself. Though, to be fair, we've already pumped in, 3 Blue Eyes QCRs at this point. So, yeah, we shouldn't have too much of a issue with the QCR side of things for this set. So that's your top 10 collector's pickups for this set. What do you guys think? Please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And I will see your beautiful faces back at the end of the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.